Annyeonghaseyo guys, and welcome to a new video. We are right now here at the Ewha Women's University, and today we want to explore and learn about a typical day of a student here in South Korea. So come and join us and let's explore how the students study here.
너 조금 이상해졌어 자꾸만 시도 때도 없이 시무룩하고 고민이 생겼니
Nice to talk with you about the university here in Seoul, and maybe you can tell us what are you studying here?
I'm majoring in business, yeah.
Business administration?
Yeah.
Could you tell me how is life here for students studying in South Korea? What does a typical day look like?
Today I wake up and went to the gym right before this interview, and
You just came.
I just came here.
Okay, cool.
And I was planning to go to library to study something.
Could you describe a typical day of your life as a PhD student?
일단은 보통 회사원이랑 비슷하게 근무를 하는 것 같아요. 그래서 집에서 일어나면은 저는 보통 학교에는 보통 오지 않고 대면 회의가 없어서 그래서 이제 공유 오피스를 활용을 해서 집 앞에 있는 공유 오피스에 가서 제 일을 합니다.
How long have you been already to Korea and when did you start studying?
I moved to Korea near the end of 2020, and the first thing I did was I studied the Korean language for about a year and a half, and then after that I started university here in 2022, and I'm going into my fourth semester next month.
So I think PhD is different from like bachelor and master, so you are more by yourself and more like working with really about your topic like in depth.
영어로 뭐라 그러는지 모르겠는데 연구 조교 또는 이제 다른 another project. I'm working at practical job. Yes. Then 그래서 I cannot study my own study.
Because you have so much other
Yes.
projects.
In semester, I work in teaching.
You're teaching other
bachelor
students. You teach other students.
Practice. Nurses in
Yeah.
in hospital, and also I teach the students lecture and other work, and there's no time.
No free time.
Yeah.
If you compare a Western university with the one in South Korea, what would you say are the biggest differences?
I think it's very different from what I know about the European style college system.
Okay.
For example, here is 4 years, and we get to the Korean system and the American system are quite similar. It's 4 years, you get to pick your classes, which is a huge deal, and it's a lot of fun, honestly. Like there's a lot of like campus life and campus culture in Korea. So there's a lot of activities that happen every semester. Like we have campus festivals where musicians come and all the students set up booths. And at some universities, it's like partying. Like there's these things called pocha, which is kind of like a bar, I guess, like a pop-up bar that they do. Or you do like activity clubs. Activity clubs do booths and stuff like that. And performers like K-pop idols and stuff come and sing, and all of that's a lot of fun.
How do students in South Korea normally live if they study? Are they living mostly in dormitories or in shared apartments, just in single apartments?
There are some dormitories in university. There are 3 dormitories, and I haven't lived there, so I don't know much about that. But
How about yourself? You have your own apartment?
oh yeah, I live with my family. In Korea, we usually live with our family, but when you stay in like abroad the Seoul and enter the Seoul University, and they might come to
If they come from
dormitory.
outside,
and
they
they
have to
come
move,
In Korean culture, we live in with our family mostly.
So let's talk a little bit about accommodation.
I absolutely did not want to live in the dormitories. Korean dormitories are nice, but they have curfews. And you have to be inside your dorm at midnight. And it's unlocked from midnight until I think 5 or 6 a.m.
Okay.
And not that I go out at night, I literally don't. I just am an adult and I didn't want to have that sort of restriction
Restrictions, yeah.
on my life. Most Korean people do live with their families if they live in Seoul. Other than that, they live typically in the dormitory or like nearby. For me, I live with my best friend who's
cool.
Spanish, and we live together in an apartment that we rent that's kind of nearby here. B&Bs, dormitories, things like that. It's not as common to get like, for a lot of people have seen like the Korean apartments that are like all cute, or like the lofts, the one rooms, very, very expensive. Like 800,000 won to over 1 million won a month.
Wow.
So for a lot of people, that's not in the budget. So realistically, it's like dorms, share houses, Airbnb.
What would you say is a typical characteristic for a Korean student?
Ewha Women's University students study very hard.
Very hard.
Yes. 아무래도 여대라서 그런가? Only women. 여대라서 더 열심히 하는 것도 있는 것 같아요. Women is the hard.
Okay. About, like you said, you have no free time. Is it normal also for bachelor students or master students because they have so much to do?
It was only PhD students. I think bachelor student is a lot of free time. 하기 나름인데 보통 학부생들은 이제 본인이 시간을 조절해서 놀 수도 있고 아니면은 열심히 하고 싶으면 열심히 할 수도 있고.
Also like activities after courses and
Yes.
teaching.
Yes.
What about the prices for studying in South Korea? Can you tell us about the cost and the fees for studying?
It is different from like each other, but some governments help apply for the government. Every courses or the major, you know that art major is the best, highest price.
Art.
My major, business administration, is like 4
4 million.
Yeah.
What about the prices for studying in South Korea?
Much cheaper than America, like undescribably cheaper. However, much more expensive than Europe. About 4 million, for my major, it's about 4 million won, which comes out to be about like $3,600 maybe per semester. So it's a little, you know, and then with books and everything, supplies, maybe about a little bit less than $8,000 a year. Yeah, so that's not bad considering what it could be in America.
How big is a typical class? One professor is teaching how many students?
Different in every courses or classes. In business administration, there be very big classes, 60 to 200. Any diversity.
Are your studies mostly in Korean or in English?
Both. In English class, we talk in English, and in Korean class, we talk in Korean. You can choose it.
What would you say do students do to afford their student life, student job, anything like that? Living in Seoul, going to study could be quite expensive, right?
My Korean classmates, it's really half-half. A lot of people have part-time jobs. I also have a part-time job. For Koreans, all of my Korean classmates mostly work at what are called hagwon, which are like after-school academies, and they teach like kids all the way through teenagers, like different subjects that they excelled in. Especially because Ewha is a prestigious university, it's easy for Ewha students to get hired at those types of establishments. I work at a cafe. A lot of my foreign friends work in like the foreign area, like Itaewon, working in restaurants, cafes, bars, stuff like that. Because foreign students are not allowed to work at hagwons, and we're not allowed to tutor. So we have to go into customer service typically, but most Koreans will go into like education because it pays quite well. And the minimum wage here is quite low. It's about 9,600 an hour, which is less than $9 an hour. But you can find jobs for 10,000 and above, so it's possible. And the cost of living is not too bad. It still sucks, but it's not like you can find affordable things.
How do you like the food in the university? Can you give us an idea what people eat here?
University or maybe outside, but inside is cool.
Okay.
And it's very nice, very tasty and cheap. 5,000 won to 6,000 won.
And it's like typical Korean dishes.
I don't really know about that.
You haven't tried?
I haven't tried. I usually go outside, so I don't know. But I know that there's vegan
Oh,
food
vegan option
and
also. How do you like the food in the university? Can you give us an idea what people eat here?
At Ewha, we have a couple different cafeterias. Recently, they just opened one in the like international student area,
Okay.
so I go there a ton. It's Korean food, so that's great. It's very
Yeah.
delicious, very healthy. It's just like a buffet. You just go get what you want. It's cheap and it's good food. We don't really have that many restaurants on campus. So a lot of students, you know, go off campus, go home, bring food, things like that. For me, yeah, and we can also walk to another area called Shincheon, which has a lot more restaurants. But in general, I think students either eat in the cafeterias or at the convenience stores. A lot of people eat at home as well because it's free.
How long are the semester vacations?
2 months.
2 months.
Summer 2 months, winter maybe 3 months or 2 months.
Besides learning and studying, what is going on outside, like in their free time?
I think one of the really big things about Korean student life is you know, having fun, not particularly studying.
Yeah.
I think, you know, you study really hard in high school here to get into the universities. This is kind of the same across East Asia. You study really hard in high school to get into university, have fun in university. Our classes are also important, and I do study a lot. But yeah, in general, I think it's pretty similar in that sense to American school. One difference is I think like it's a lot more exam focused here.
Okay.
Like the midterm and final are normally like 40% of your grade.
Wow.
Yeah, and specifically at our university, attendance is super duper important. If you miss 10 classes, you fail
So
the
they
whole
will
course.
check attendance?
Every day. Every time they will check it, and if you miss 10 classes, you fail the course and you run risk of like getting in trouble with the whole school.
Oh, wow.
So attendance is super important in Korean. I don't know all Korean universities, but definitely at Ewha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's very much so like a campus culture, I think here, which from what I've heard about European universities is not as much the case in Europe. Yeah.
이상하고 아름다운 느낌이 좋아 걱정되고 보고 싶은 이런 기분을
We just finished filming at the university and we had a really great day with a lot of interesting conversations with different students. And guys, let us know in the comments, would you study abroad? And if so, which country would you choose from? What would be your favorite country to study? We are right now in a cafe where we enjoy the sunset and enjoy our last hours for today. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and see you guys in the next one.
현재 진행형 사실은 나도 뭐가 뭔지 잘 모르겠어 어쩌다 우리 여기까지 알 수 없는 잉잉잉 비동사 플러스 ing LOV를 붙여보면 사랑인 것 같고